Well, we're back. I hope you guys are doing great. In this episode, we're going to be finishing up the ATV winch install. My neighbor, I just got through talking to him a few days ago, and he decided he wanted to keep the cable and not go with a synthetic rope, which is fine with me. So we're going to mount this winch on the front bumper here, then put the bumper on there, and then hook the power leads up to the winch, and then trim this little piece up and bolt it back on, and presto, this thing should be done, and put the plastics back on. So that we're going to get that done first, get all this knocked out. I want this thing gone and out of here so he can have it, so he can be happy with it. And next we'll be swapping over, because this is the reason why I want to get that thing gone. So I want to swap back over to my car. I want to get my exhaust done. I want this thing to be drivable and not have to deal with such horrible droneness here. You guys left off. I left off with the video here. I was in the middle of making this little contraption here. This is actually what you'll probably be seeing. That part up here, this comes off the muffler and runs all the way down and comes out the side of the car right here on my tip. Well, I've been rocking and rolling down here. We got the winch installed. For the most part, I got to put that outer cover piece on. I got to trim this a little bit, but I got the winch all put in. Basically, I have these little U-bolts that go on the front bumper. Got those all tight. I used the hardware that came with the kit, the little 13mm bolt back there. Then basically it's just everything else, all the factory looking bolts, everything else bolts back on. Got the winch wired up. I got the wires all zip tied out of the way. And if you don't know which way the winch needs to be wired up, basically you can reverse the polarity of it and see which way the winch will operate in order of your buttons. That's what I had to do. I got it right the first time, luckily for me. But if you hook it up and it's backwards, all I gotta do is just swap the power and the ground around, and it'll be the way it needs to be. So now I need to work on getting this thing installed back on that little cover right there. I do have to trim down here though. That's the only thing I got to trim, is just this little ledge down here to make room for the roller. Okay, let's pull this thing out. I got it hooked on free spin. Basically, you just pull this little knob out and you twist it a little bit where it'll stay out. The reason why you have this thing on here is you can grab a hold of it, pull it out. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to leave there for a second. Got a phone call. All right, but I got the winch cable hooked up around the tree all the way down here to the ATV. ATV's in neutral. I hooked I pushed the winch free spool back in. Got tension on it. So now we're going to press the button that's pointing the winch back to the ATV. Start pulling itself back in. Well, there you go. Winch install done. I'm glad it's done. Make sure though when you're winding them in to make sure you're getting the cable or synthetic winch rope, whatever you have, wound in here evenly, so it doesn't stay all on one side or whatever and get bound up. These will do it in a heartbeat. But it's done. I'm excited. I sent a picture of it to my neighbor. He's all excited. He can't wait to come see it. So glad that little project's done. I was going to start on my red car tonight doing the exhaust, but it's kind of hot and muggy. I think I'm going to jump in the pool. Well, it's actually been a few days later, as normal in my stuff on this channel. I actually came down here and worked on this thing a few days ago during the week. I got off work and I got this side done. As you can see, I got the side pipe coming out. Look, I love the way it looks, honestly. Sounds really good, and the noise comes out. I don't know if you can see down there, it's kind of dark. I don't know where my light is, but I got the mount mounted right here, and right there you can see I got it welded on there. It's not going anywhere, and it clears the ground really good, so no issue with that. I didn't get I haven't done the electric cutouts on this side yet, and we'll be doing that today, but we got to work on the other side and get it to match this one on the passenger side of the car. I already got my exhaust tip out, ready to go. I got my 45-degree, one of them laying right here in the seat, so we're going to get started on this passenger side. Let me get some stuff cleared out of the way and get some stuff going, and we'll start on this. And I'm also keeping an eye on this nice little storm that's brewing up right over here, straight ahead that way. Taking measurements, we're getting ready to cut this. You can see my line right there, if you can see that, where I got to cut this off. We're getting everything lined up, but look at this thing right here. I don't know if you guys can see that really good. I can't zoom in, but getting pretty mean out here. The wind was blowing really hard and it quit. Okay, so far this is what I got. My muffler, where is it? Right here. You guys can see it's dark underneath there. I'm sorry about that. But it comes down, connects right here to the slip joint, comes out, 45-degree come out. This is obviously going to be up higher. It's going to be something like that. So one thing I do need to do is I need to take my what I like to do in these. There's a lip right here. Hard to see anything. Where'd my light go? There we go. See this lip right through here? My light's shining on. I got to take me a crescent wrench and I'm going to bend that all over just like I did on the other side. Just in a certain area. I might take my ziz wheel like I did and cut a notch, bend it all over so the tip has room to come out through here, come out the side. Okay, now I'm going to have to extend this out a little bit for my exhaust tip to fit on here, but not a big deal. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece I cut off, put it over here on this side and weld it in place. That'll give me my extra length I need on this one side, and I shorten this side up so that it will tuck underneath there just good enough. So I don't want to be too close to the frame or anything, because this exhaust shakes so much because of the cam and everything that I'll be bouncing off the frame, and I really don't want to deal with that and have that embarrassment noise when you pull into a car show. I got the extra 1.5 inches, I guess, is like almost 1.5 inches welded on that 45-degree angle. So I got it kind of mocked up there with that block of wood, as you can see. And right now I'm just looking at them both, seeing how uniform it is, making sure it doesn't look like total way off. It looks like on the passenger side here, I'm going to have to on the other end the end that I welded 1.5 inches on the opposite end of that, I'm going to cut off probably another 1/2 inch, and it'll probably bring it up just a little bit more, and it'll be pretty much as uniform as I'm going to get it. I'm not going for perfect, but I don't want it to look like, wow, this guy just threw it together. Okay, I cut off basically a 1/2 inch off of the that 45 down there, and that's basically on the lowest corner on that down there next to that wood. It's holding it up. Is 10 inches off the ground right now, because the jack stands are exact same, everything's the exact same. And same thing with this side. I got it pretty much, the lowest corner is 10 inches off the ground. That's what I was really after and all that fiasco, and it's pretty much, it looks really uniform, so I'll take that as a win. Everything's set up, everything's the exact same. I've been measuring stuff and transforming it over here. I got the exhaust tip out just a little bit. It needs to come out just a little bit more. But what I need to do now is take a marker, and right here where this slip joint is, I'm going to put 1 line. Then I'm going to go over here and put 2 lines. Same thing on the bottom of the muffler, and same thing with the tip. Once I get it come out just a little bit further where I need it to be, I have the measurement. I just got to do that. Well, I got everything tacked together. I got it tacked right here, and I got it 2 places on the muffler tacked. It's not going anywhere. I measured just like I measured on the driver's side. From this lip of the wheel, the measuring tape touched the bottom of this fender, went straight out here, and I looked straight down, and from this tip of this corner edge of this muffler, or the tip is actually exactly 15 inches from here to here. And I measured, it's kind of a rough little measurement, but that bottom mark right there is the exact same width, the height of somewhere right in here, from the bottom of the quarter panel or whatever to the tailpipe. And then I also measured from the ground up. It's pretty much within spec, close as I'm going to get it. I'm getting a little bit too technical. This is what happens with me when I start doing stuff like this. I started getting a little too technical, and I start getting these results where it takes longer than it should. Got the exhaust all welded up on here to the muffler, and on the tip, I got the tip tacked in like 3 different, or a little bead in 3 different places. It's not going to go anywhere. Now we're going to do the hanger on this side that holds this side up. You can see my little mark right there. I got to cut that off with a chop saw. I'm going to do just like I did to the driver's side. I'm going to weld the top little hole here up. I'm going to fill that up with weld, and I'm going to put a tack on this side and tack on that side. Got the exhaust done. I don't have my pin light. I don't know where I did with it. Laid it somewhere, but it's all done. I painted all up through here. I just shot it with some paint real quick, let it dry. I started it up. Sounds really good. Really excited about that. It fits on there good. So tomorrow we're going to start in on the electric cutouts up there, up somewhere around there. I already installed the electric cutouts. I already got those all installed on both sides. I didn't really feel like filming that because it's just 3 bolts and mounting it on both sides there. So we got them installed. Got the wires ran forward. So now I'm going to get this thing off the jack stands, and I'm going to run the wiring, as you can see here on top of the air cleaner stuff. I'm going to run inside the car, and all I got to do is mount this box inside the car and have me a power and ground, and then plug them in it there, and it's done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start this thing up. I'm going to back it out, probably out there in that grassy area. I don't want to make it too much noise because my neighbor just came back from China, and she's trying to get readjusted to the time difference, which I can understand. So I'm going to back my car out right here, and I'll let you guys hear it. Look how much grass came up from right at the bottom of my lawnmower. I was mowing with it earlier, and I was wondering why I was mowing like crap out here. So I pulled it up here and jacked it up, put it on a jack stands, and I was like, holy crap, I couldn't fit a piece of tape between the blade or the between the blade and the grass that was clumped up underneath there. So, well, she's up and running. Here is obviously with the without open header, and then we're going to open it. Then we'll close it. That's that. Well, that's the end of this video. I'm going to drive my car to work tomorrow. The cool thing is about the town I live in, I just went and renewed the tag on that. Have a drive-through like an old bank. You just drive up to the teller, hand them your money and your registration, renew your tag in less than 5 minutes. I love it. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys are doing great. Please hit that like, subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see y'all next time. Be good to one another and treat everybody the way you want to be treated. See you later.